the founder of that contest and the guiding force behind it for decades and decades. And unfortunately, Joe's no longer with us. We've had Robin Chang and now Dan Solomon. We have other people that have stepped in to keep the contest going and try to keep it, bring it into the new millennium and this and that. But what do you think? You must have some ideas on how could the Mr. Olympia, get better, get more mainstream appeal, just become something bigger than it is, because it's a cult sport. And I don't know if it's always destined to be a cult sport, or maybe it does have that potential to have much more mainstream appeal than it does. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so, look, think about it this way. I'll explain it to you a very simple way, okay? And I know some of those guys, and I've had meetings with some of those guys, and I've had conversations. A lot of people have been reaching out and asking. I've been having a lot of private meetings about the bodybuilding world, respectful guys. I hear different arguments. It's doing better than it's ever done. It's dying out. It's like Democrats and Republicans are going at it, and you kind of listening to the argument, right? Okay, let's set that aside. Let's set aside, we're winning. No, we're not. We're making money. We're not making money. And let's go to the basic thing, okay? So day one of 2015, when they started doing the presidential, 2016, when the presidential, Republican presidential debate started, you look at the stage, right? You're looking at the stage. There's a guy there named Jeb Bush, okay? Day one, he has $140 million raised. Day one, he has $140 million raised. Day one. Now you got Ben Carson, you got Marco Rubio, you got Ted Cruz, you got all these guys, right?
Yeah.
You got Huckabee, you got all these guys on stage. And then Trump shows up, okay? And Trump shows up and he looks around and he says, you guys may have more experience than me in politics. You do not have more experience than me in promoting, into rallying, and into steering the pot. You just don't. And watch what I'm gonna light this place up. And he did. Day one, he went after the number one guy and he killed him. Day one. Low energy Jeb. Done. And everybody said, damn, he does have low energy. $140 million gone. Okay? That part's gone. Then one by one, he went after Rubio, Mark, he says, I've given so much money to all of you guys on this stage. He went through that, right? He becomes president. Now, some of you guys may not like him. Let me give you another one, okay? Barack Obama goes up against Hillary Clinton. He goes up against McCain. He goes up against Romney. He goes up against everybody. How did he win when he got up on stage? He knew how to rally. He knew how to get up and give a message. He knew how to get up on DNC, Democratic National Convention of 2004 as a one-term senator, gave a speech that everybody said, this guy's going to be president one day. And then boom, 4 years later, he's a president, two-term president, and history books are going to favor him. He's a young guy. He's going to live a good life because he's got the rest of his life to write books, do shows, go to every party, all this other stuff, right? He's living a great life right now. Go to Bill Clinton. When Bill Clinton went up on stage and there was a debate and him and George Bush Sr. went at it. And Bill Clinton was from Arkansas. What is Arkansas? Most people couldn't even show where Arkansas is on the map. Now you got a guy that's got all these years, the director of CIA and a one-term president, George Bush Sr., who was the vice president for Reagan. He loses to a guy from Arkansas? Are you kidding me? Because Clinton knew how to speak and communicate his message. Now let's go to sports. Boxing is killing it. Killing it, boxing. I mean, people can say it's because of Holyfield, it's because of Duran, it's because of Sugar Ray Leonard, it's because of Tyson, it's because of all these guys. It's probably because of a guy named Don King, who knew how to promote it, okay? Very simple. Boxing today, no one cares about boxing today like they did 20 years ago. No one does. Boxing isn't what it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. The biggest promoter of boxing is a guy who's a boxer, because he himself sat there and says, you guys don't know how the hell to promote this stuff like Don King did. I'm going to do it myself. His name is what? Mayweather, right? Okay, so now watch this. I know you're not a sports guy. Now watch this. So people are watching boxing and they're saying, well, I just don't know about this boxing stuff. Maybe it's not good for your head because people are getting knocked out, and this is not good stuff because imagine all the health and all this other stuff. Then comes UFC, Pride, MMA, and these guys are kneeing people in the head. Now, what's better, a boxing glove hitting your face or a knee hitting your face? Right. They're bouncing heads off the ground, okay? How much criticism they get? This much. Why? Because Dana White knew how to argue every single argument they threw at him. He knew how to go through the politics of boxing in Vegas, and there is a lot of politics in Vegas. He knew how to go through the stuff through New York, LA, everybody. They fought them until today. People look forward to UFC fights more than they look forward to boxing fights. People don't trust the decision-making process and the judging in in boxing as much as they do in UFC. You knock somebody out, you know that guy's gone in UFC, right? And it's kicks to the head. It's bouncing off the ground. It's less healthy for you. It's definitely hurting a lot of these UFC guys, but they build a brand. So what's the moral of the story? Very simple. Trump, Obama, Clinton, Don King, Dana White, Joe Weider. What do they all have in common? They know how to deliver their message to the world. They know how to convert non-believers into believers. Trump converted non-believers into believers, okay? Obama converted non-believers into believers. Everybody's like, wait a minute, he's not going to become president. It's Hillary. It's going to be the first woman. It's history. It's this. Oh, it's McCain. He's got to do it. Look how much military. Oh, it's Romney. He's got business. Look at this. No. He knows how to convert non-believers. Bill Clinton knew how to convert non-believers. Don King knew how to convert non-believers. Dana White knows how to convert non-believers. And Joe Weider knows how to convert non-believers. And we're going to find out, the verdict's going to be out to see if whoever's running it today, they know how to convert non-believers. Because that's what it's really going to come down to. And how you do that is not as black and white as people think it is. You got to be loud. You got to be aggressive. You got to be making some noise. You got to make some enemies. You got to be able to handle these enemies. You got to stand up against these enemies. You can't be afraid of these enemies. You got to know they're going to play the dirtiest games, and you got to go with them. Someone's got to get up and say, look, what we're doing is special. No matter how much shit you talk about Mr. Olympia and bodybuilding, everybody goes to the gym. Everybody wants to look good. Everybody wants to look better. Gym memberships blow up on January 1st because everybody wants to look good by July. That's our world. We just have to get better at telling this story. If they do that, Ron, again, if they do that with the promotional side like a Joe Weider did,